It was New Year's Eve. It was back in 1994, and I found a lump in the shower. I hadn't had my full exam yet. That's a lesson to everybody. So she got me in for a full exam, wanted to send me for a mammogram because she didn't like what she was palpating either. It was huge, actually. It was about, this big, what I was feeling. It was hard and it was large, and so she got me in for a mammogram, but just in case, she decided to get my blood drawn for a pregnancy test at the same time. And the pregnancy test comes up positive. This is fantastic, we're gonna have our second child. She's like, well, we can't send you for a mammogram then. Let's send you for an ultrasound. And you know what, we'll just get a core biopsy at the same time. It's cancer. It's breast cancer. I'm like, okay, so what do we do? What's gonna happen next? Well, you have two choices. I'm gonna send you to the surgeon this evening. You can probably have a lumpectomy or you can have a mastectomy. We're going back and forth. And I said, well, what happens with the baby? And she just looked at me. And that's when I started crying. Now, I had a 2-year-old daughter at home. So I could have said no. I could have waited it out, started treatment later, and tried to keep this child. But I was thinking of my 2-year-old daughter, and I didn't want her to grow up, possibly without me. I would have my treatments on Friday afternoon. I would leave early. I would walk downstairs and have my chemotherapy, and then I would head home, and I'd be out through the weekend. I would come back on Monday. I cannot describe to you how tired I was. I would just start to feel a little bad when it would be time to go to bed on Friday evening. And then that would be about it. I can't complain about getting nauseous really bad or anything. But then I had to start the radiation. So there were 33 rounds of radiation. And again, I would work and pretty much through my shift, leave about 15 minutes early and then walk across campus to radiology and have my treatment and then head home. Slow. I pretty much went to bed at the same time as my toddler. There's the early menopause thing and whether or not it comes back. You have all that going on as a young survivor, and people around you don't see it anymore. Your hair's coming back, you're fine. Why aren't you over this? And it just takes a lot longer to come back from all that treatment. I think you need to be a partner in your disease, not a follower. Feel free to ask every question you want answered, and if you don't have any, then go home and come up with some. Don't just take what they say at face value. You don't have to be questioning what they're saying as far as, are they right? But go home and look it up, find out something about it. They don't mind. They'd rather you'd be involved with the treatment. I was diagnosed a second time in 2015, which is 20 years out from my first diagnosis. I don't want to scare anybody, but you're never quite out of the woods. You always have to keep going back and getting those mammograms. I never forget the day they contacted me to do research grants, to sit on committees, to be an advocate on a research grant, just to review them. The scientists were like, what are these advocates doing here? Now they're like, where's our advocate? We need to talk to her. It's just changed so much. They appreciate so much. Now they're like, we need to talk to an advocate to find out if this is something that they would be interested in.